All right, so we're talking about these soft skills. Hopefully, you did some reflection on why we think you're a leader and a candidate to be in our restaurant. So, the first soft skill, if I could say, hey, for you to really have my heart and be an extension of me, the first thing that I would really hope that you would understand is the concept of servant leadership. So, those are two beautiful words. The first one, we think of a servant, someone who, you know, who serves around a house or serves at a restaurant or serves in a home, but they give of themselves to make other people feel welcome. And then leadership, we often think of being in charge, sending people, giving tasks, giving people direction, giving direction for people to go to a certain place. So, how do you marry both where you still feel like you're in charge and making things happen, but yet people feel like you would do anything in the world for them, and there's just a servant spirit and a servant heart? So, Chick fil A talks about this concept, second mile. All right, and it comes from the term, or it comes from a biblical passage in Matthew 5:41 that Dan Cathy, our president and CEO, has read many times. And it comes from a passage where the Jews were forced to carry the Roman soldiers' apparel and their gear, and they had to do it for 1 mile. And Jesus taught, and whoever compels you to go 1 mile, I compel you to go with him too. So the standard was one, but to go a second mile was to go above and beyond what was required or asked of them in that culture. And when people come into our restaurant, the thing that we hear so often is, man, I don't expect people to refresh a beverage. I don't expect people to carry out my tray or to take, to do something for me while I'm sitting down. That's what normal quick service restaurants don't do that. Well, that's because we believe that we want to go above and beyond what the guest expects. So if we ask a team member to do that, certainly our hope would be that we can look at a leader and say they're willing to go above and beyond for their teammates through servant leadership. And I want you to have a heart of servant leadership that second mile becomes second nature, that it just becomes natural for you to go above and beyond what your team would expect you to do and go above and beyond what the guest would expect you to do. And I believe that as you do that as a leader and our teammates see that inside of you, that will filter down into them and that it creates a great, remarkable guest experience. So just like we have a recipe in the kitchen for a chicken sandwich and delicious waffle fries, our recipe for the front of house is second mile service, and that's to carry at 3 required service behaviors and then the core 4. So you combine those 4, you get 7. The 3 tasks to carry out large orders, to deliver meals, and to do table check-ins. Those are the 3 required service behaviors that we want to do that guests don't expect from us, but that we want to do them. And then we do the core 4, and you should know what those are by now. But that gives a second mile experience to our guests. So that's a team member expectation. My passion and heart for you as a leader is that you would go second mile for your team. So here's your reflective question. What does second mile service look like to the people that you're leading? What would you know at the end of a week? Hey, I went above and beyond for those who are under my care because I did this. And I want you to just kind of get a good picture, maybe list a couple things of what does second mile leadership look like to you, and then I want you to practice that, and then you'll be amazed as you lead that way how you'll have influence because people will know that you care.